What's up, friends? This is Watching Ethereum Live with Great Scott the Gamer, where we try to watch Ethereum live as often as possible, especially now that YouTube will apparently delete my videos if I don't actually watch Ethereum live on a video called Watching Ethereum Live, because apparently the name of a show has to be exactly representative of the only thing that you can do on that fucking show. So here we are. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. And there's some Ethereum Live for you folks. Whoops. No. I want to put that up in the corner. Put that back where it was. Nope. Nope. All right. And it's tanking. Everything that we say is for entertainment or educational purposes. This show is not for children. And last but not least, Ethereum is, of course, tanking while Bitcoin is skyrocketing to the moon. Santiago, what up? I am building something here. I'm going to try and do it in front of the camera. I've not done this before, but we will see how this goes. Okay. God, new computer part smells so good. Smells good. So I had plugged, I think I plugged too much stuff into this Asus Prime Z390 series motherboard and tried to start it up over and over again when there was not enough power. I think that's what happened. So I got two new motherboards. Hopefully they line up with my standoffs here. Seems to line up okay. All right. Oh yeah, these smell. It smells so good. You kidding me? One. Two. You know, the standoffs that I made, that I put on this board, they're off by like a millimeter here and there, depending on the motherboard that I put on it. Like this one over here now, this one is... It's almost like a car tire. When you put on a car tire, you want to like tighten it. And then like do the opposite side each time. Ugh. I probably need to not do this one. Looks like the whole thing would rather me turn it just a tad. I don't know if I should have done the middle one first. It looks like maybe not. I'm going to do this one first. Second. I did the middle one first so that I could turn it. Oh, I don't have a nice wrist strap for any kind of funny business. It'd be fun though. I'm just trying to tack this thing down and get it tested. I'm not really trying to build the whole rig here. This is a shelf from a shelving unit that I had down in the basement. I just put risers on it tacked this thing on it to hold the PSU in place. This is not a real rig by any means. Although, I might keep building onto it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we don't have 9. 9 is here. Okay, this board is not perfectly ATX like the other one was to this, so we'll see. Remove this. Trash. Pull this thing out. Upsy daisy. I have it over here still. I had decided not to pull it out. Oh my god, this goo on my fingers. Of course I'm going to get the goo on my fingers. Of course. Okay, we're in. Now, what I actually need to do is set this up just like I had it in the other rig. I want to make sure that the motherboard was the problem. The motherboard won't boot up at all. It won't even take power. I plug anything into it, I plug everything into it, and I can't get it to start up. So I'm wondering if I blew my motherboard. I'm wondering if I blew my motherboard. So that I'm concerned for. I don't like this M2 slot at all. One, two, three, four, five, 6 of these PCIe GPU slots. We have, this is my first time with this MSI Z390 series. This is the Asus Z390 series, so I need a minute to just observe it for a little bit. Power's off. We got our fan here. You know, I always forget to put the fan on. Like, I always want to put the fan on first, because I don't like the pressure that it puts on the motherboard. Ugh. 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 Oh, that one went in okay. The rest are not wanting to go in okay. Oh, that one went in okay. Oh. Okay, that's better. Ugh. Okay, I'm assuming that's in, for Christ's sake. Okay. CPU plant, CPU fan. Plugged in. I don't know about this slot. This slot right here seems different than the rest. I don't know what's up with this slot. Tell me if this particular silver slot worked. But Ben, I'm assuming it must be a setting. I'm assuming that must be a setting. A BIOS setting on your motherboard. Usually you'll see, it's cool they have this little standoff built right into the motherboard and you can move it amongst this is called an M2 SSD. This is M2 here. Slides in, push down. Right here you have this part that holds it down. I'm going to use I would have thought that the motherboard box would come with it. The screws for that spot. Here it is right here. One bag, one itty bitty tiny little screw. So I had some ADA at $1.04. Went up to $1.16. And I was like, shit, yeah. Dude, I was up like $600 on that trade. Like 600. And I just watched it go down all fucking day. Goddamn ADA. Let me down as usual. So sad. Anyway, I had a stop loss at 109 and it triggered not too long ago. Yes, Willy Wonka. I'm self-taught. This is all from watching YouTube videos. So you have your 24-pin power that goes into your motherboard, which always is a bitch. Ugh. It doesn't want to plug in nicely, and it always feels like you have to force it too much. And it's hard to get the clip to clip. So you know it's all the way in. Whatever. And then you have your CPU power over here. Alright, mostly I just wanted to see if I can turn this on. I should be able to turn it on at this point. I have a solid state drive in. I have the RAM in. I have the CPU in. You don't technically need a GPU in to start this up, but what the hell. I got one lying around, so might as well. I don't like the way this holds at all. Oh, of course not. I've never tried to stick it on here before. I've only tried to use this with this setup with risers. And it would make sense that you can't do this. Okay. The board catches this part. It doesn't go further enough past the motherboard, so we need risers. If only we had some risers. If only we had some risers lying around. Also, we need power cord. I'm not actually like this one very much. Why is this empty? Why is this fucking empty? Look. 8 to 8. Actually, this is CPU. So it's particularly CPU with this kind of clip, this big fat clip part on it. Huh. How about that? You got your this is good. I don't need to go crazy. I just need one power cord. So we got one CPU PCIe here, and we got this here. I'm thinking about how I want to try and tack this into the board somehow. Oh, shouldn't be touching that. I'm just going to leave it on its side, maybe? I don't know. We have a riser. And I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to use this kind of SATA here. I got a 6-pin. I have this part that connects into this part like so. This part which connects into this part like so. And this is how we plug in a GPU. I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. I'm just doing it, figuring out it as I go, okay? You don't want to force it. You don't need to force it. Ooh. Okay, so when you put in a GPU on a riser, you should be able to see just a little hair of the space in between these two pieces. You should be able to see it. It won't completely disappear. Okay. All right, don't fall over on me. Now, what else? We need extra power because this is a 2070, and 2070s need a little extra power. Nope. Okay. Our CPU is powered. Our GPU is powered. Our CPU is powered. Our PSU is not plugged in yet. We have an SSD. We have a RAM. Our motherboard's plugged in. We still need to plug in our little boy here. 3, 2. Actually, I could have left that thing in like this, and that would have plugged in there, and you could put these in all of the... I might do that, actually. I might do that. I like that in my first rig. In my first rig, I had all my risers lined up on a SATA strip like this, which was really nice. Not like this. Like this. Yeah, I think I might do that. Okay, so you have all these SATA connections like this. You have one 6-pin. Plug it into your power source. Now I have the thing that I took off earlier on my GPU, or my riser. I'm going to put that back on. Of course, it won't go on very smoothly. I swear, these plugs on these computer components, the power plugs, don't come on and off nicely. They really don't. You would think, oh, it's made for it. They don't care. They do not care. Maybe I can make something that like holds it on the front here. Anyway. SATA cord. Plug it in. SATA is plugged in. Riser is plugged in. GPU is plugged in. Everything's plugged in. Who wants to start this baby up? I don't know if that's promising, to be honest. I haven't looked to see where the power button is on this. Please tell me it has a power button. Right. We'll have to look. We'll have to look on the user manual for where the power button is. This thing has not been very good to me. I'm about ready to wonder. I don't like how the fan doesn't turn on when I give it power, even when it's plugged into a CPU. I'm trying to think. Okay. Does this thing have a power plug? I have power. I have a power if I have to. I don't want to use this if I don't have to, but do you use a button on yours? Which two? I'll have to find it. I bought all the parts separately, but for the most part on Amazon. Does this really not have a layout? Oh, here it is. There it is. Reserved power switch, power switch. This is unfortunate. We have power. Unfucking real. I need a power button. There's no button on the motherboard. What kind of fucking motherboard? Motherboard doesn't have a power button. That's annoying as shit. That really is annoying as shit. Fuck me. Wrong fucking tube. Oh, fuck. Do you have an affiliated link or an Amazon to show the parts list? I can. Yeah, I can. Just give me a second. Yeah, I can build a parts list. Put it in the description or something. This is a Z390 series motherboard. Just type in Z390 series. Okay? This is a solid state drive. This is your hard drive. This is a 970 Evo Plus, an M2. This is an i5. I believe it was like an LGA 1150 socket. Don't quote me on that. Comes with a heatsink fan. This is the Viper 8 gig DDR4 RAM. This is an 850. Normally I get the 1200 HXI, the HX 1200i Corsair. But this I got just for the test bench, 850. Plus I think I'm going to have to get two 850s to power what I want. The 1200 is not big enough to power what I want. This is just a standard 2070, a gigabyte brand 2070. And that's all the parts. Okay, now I need a visual. I need to plug this in to a screen. And I did not have a screen ready. Because I'm an idiot, apparently. I am pumped that it turned on. Which makes me think that I did destroy. I didn't destroy it. This thing's a piece of shit. Okay? Look. What kind of motherboard, when you plug it in and you don't have enough power, just blows up? Bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Just blows up because it doesn't have enough power? Fuck that, man. That's some goddamn bullshit right there, boy. What? No. Anyway, I'm going to return it. My wife said, you can't return it, you broke it. And I'm like, they shouldn't have made it so that it would just break so easily. I had a 1200 watt power source on this thing and it popped. I think that's kind of shitty, personally. Oh, you know, I gotta put this. I'm gonna put this back on. Yeah, Ben, I don't know what happened there, but I just I tried to turn it on and off and over again. I probably should have stopped trying to do that. I was troubleshooting. I was doing all the troubleshooting I could do. And the one troubleshooting I couldn't figure out was that the power supply wasn't enough. So I wasn't troubleshooting the power supply. So I didn't even think of that being the problem. So I kept trying it and turning it on and off, trying to troubleshoot it. All the while fucking it up. All right. So I got to return this. What else? Let's get some more cards on this bitch. These 2070s will take about 140. Ben, how much wattage do you... That's the next question, Ben, and I'm going to go find out right now. I'm going to go get the other power supply I'm going to get it. I already had it packed up for UPS to ship back to Amazon, and I'm about to test it right now, actually. So I clicked the power button, my power switch one time, and it shut it down. Now I could not get this power supply to fire up that motherboard whatsoever. And I thought to myself, I blew the power supply. So I ran to the store, a local store, that happened to have a power supply for sale. And I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. So I bought it, plugged it in, took all the GPUs off because this was a 1200 and I had too many GPUs on the system for this 850 that I bought. So it was running for like a week. That motherboard was running for a week with five of these 2070s just fine. I plugged in the 6th one. Dunzo. So I packed this thing up real nice to return it to. This was my Corsair 1200. Now, what are the chances that this thing is messed up? That this Corsair is messed up, and that if I plug it into this system, it messes up this system that I was able to just turn on perfectly fine just now? That would be sad. Yes, it would. I don't want to do this, to be honest. Like I told you before, I hate taking power supplies out. They do not want to come in and out. All right, this thing is in the way. All right, you're in the way. Excuse you. Excuse you. Fuck me. That damn thing doesn't want to come out. Where the shit? I don't know if this will... No, it won't. So this Corsair brand has a slightly different 24-pin setup. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 28. So apparently this has a 28 pin. Very strange. Just using it to just pry it up a little bit. I don't want to break it. I'm trying to be nice. The thing is not being very appreciative. They purposefully make the power supply cords non-interchangeable, huh? Damn, that thing didn't want to come out with shit. I swear to God. What are the chances that I blow up my system? Plugging all this stuff in. GPU is in. What are the chances that I have a messed up PSU and plugging everything into it blows my whole system again? What are the chances of that? Oof, I hate putting that over the top of that. CPU is in. And where's my motherboard cord? Where is the motherboard cord? What in the hell? I swear to God, I'm having a week. I had a good week, and then when that week ended, it's been a terrible week ever since. I can't imagine the reason why the motherboard 24 pin is not fucking in here. What in the hell? I guess we were going to return it without that. Wherever it might be. Unbelievable. Of course, let me think what to do. What up, Shane? What, that little cable for the one that came with it? Yeah, there's a lot of little cables. They help with a lot of the periphery and like ancillary things and extra fans. You know, like you maybe plug them into like the motherboard controllers, and then like you have fans that plug into the motherboard, and then you can control like case fans and other kinds of things, case lights, all kinds of shit. I'm not putting any of that on my mining rig. I do have to find that. To test this, I have to find it. So, yeah. And also, like, they give you other power options. So, like, you can use this, and you can use more of, like, other power options. I'm not going to be needing. Hopefully I'm not going to be needing. I have some extra cords just in case, but what I'm really concerned about is where in the hell I bought more parts. I have a whole second setup. I have a whole third setup. This is actually me fixing my second rig. I am fixing my second rig because I blew this power supply, I thought, but it was actually ETH is coming back up, huh? Yeah, I mean, look, that's a nice trend. I actually did buy some ETH down here at this bottom. I did buy some ETH right here at 1900. So looks like it was okay buy. What are we at? 0.75% increase. Dude, if you were in Bitcoin, which I was, dude, I made like $2,000 in Bitcoin in the last 24 hours. I'll take that. I'll fucking take that. You know what's cool about Bitcoin is I'm more confident about Bitcoin's long-term success than I am about Ethereum's and others, I guess, because if I buy Bitcoin at 55,000 and then it goes down to 50,000, whoops, oh well, I just hold it. I just hold it, and it goes back up. I don't have to worry about it. Ethereum, you buy it at 2,000, could take you 2 months to get back there, and it might never make it. If you buy Ethereum, let's say Ethereum goes up to 2,500 right now, and you buy it, that might be the highest it ever goes. I'm not confident as I was 2 months ago in Ethereum. Mana went up like, what, 40%? Holy shit, I wish I was in on that action. I wish I was in on that action. Well, I guess I'm going to go down to the basement and see if I left my motherboard 24 pin for the 1200 downstairs somewhere. So I got to figure that one out. I'll be back. And I found it. Alrighty. This one has a 24 pin. All in one. No. No. This is it. Here. Here we go. And these go in much nicer than the 850 thermal take I had there. Yeah, Brandon, I know I feel the same way. Like I just feel more comfortable buying it because what's my risk? My risk is in the short term, even if it went down, I'm not worried. Ethereum with all this mining stuff and Ethereum type 2 and Cardano's the Ethereum killer and all this and another thing. We're worried. We're worried about the overall success rate of Ethereum. Okay, we got, I should really take it like a mental check, right? CPU is 1, motherboard is 2, riser and GPU is 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 plugged in. Ready? Let's see what happens. Now when I plug this in, last time I was able to get the fan to turn on. It has a fan test. Fan turns on. So let's see what happens if I hit the button. It turns on the motherboard. I'm going to have to say I must conclude that that motherboard is shot. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to start doing is hold some Bitcoin in like a holding pattern. Hold some and then like do 5 times trading on Bitcoin in the small terms, like swinging and like, you know, buying the dips and the tips and shit, playing around with that kind of day trading and swing trading. Do that with Bitcoin on 5 times or more. I don't currently have an app where I can do it more than 4 times. If any of you have or know of a place where you can trade Bitcoin on more than 5 times leverage in America without a VPN, let me know. I'd be interested to see that. Give me a second. I'm trying to think what I'm doing. Oh yes, I need a visual. And oh shit, I need a keyboard and a mouse too, don't I? Well, let's get to work, people. I got a keyboard and a mouse downstairs. What am I waiting for? I'm unplugging one of my screens here. I'm going to take this and plug it into my GPU to have a visual of my BIOS. Slippery motherfucker. Can I get a visual? Whenever you're ready. KuCoin, I can go higher on Bitcoin. Am I not getting bios? Am I not getting a bio screen? Why not? I'm a little bit disappointed that I'm not getting a bio screen, to be honest. Why am I not getting a bio screen, people? Who can tell me why? Trading on 100 times seems crazy to me. Thank you, Ben. Somebody knew. I knew what it was, and I was waiting for somebody to be like, you dumb motherfucker. I knew what it was a minute ago. And I was like, oh, when I realized that, I was like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. I was like, all right, how do I want someone to point this out and laugh. that's interesting. Well, that's interesting. I thought for sure I'd turn that off before I plugged in the riser. Yeah, it drops 1% and you lose the whole thing. I would never trade on 100 times. That's crazy. I've had a number of times where I traded at 5% and almost lost everything. At 5% or 5 times, I mean, which means it would have to go down 20%, which has happened to me because at one point when Bitcoin broke 50,000 for the first time, if you had purchased anywhere around there, then it had gone down to close to 40,000. Then 20% of 50,000 is 10,000. So if it went down and actually went to, I think my liquidation was at 39,000, but it never went that low. But if it had, I would have lost a little bit of money. Still not getting the BIOS though. What the fuck? What in the fuck? All right. You motherfucker. Everything's running nice and quietly. I'm going to take this out. I don't want any. Yeah, I'm actually really sad about it, I guess. I just figured as soon as I got into mining, that's when it would be ruined. So I imagine that it's ruined. I just imagined that it's ruined since I got into mining. So that's what happened. Sorry to all the miners out there. I know it seems a little bit weird that I may be suggesting that the entire universe revolves around me. But it's made itself apparent. So what do you want me to fucking say? God damn this card. I swear to God, this card is cursed. We're all plugged in here. We're all plugged in. Maybe I'll do one of these smaller ones. So that not to confuse the motherboard. Sometimes the motherboard gets confused when you have these smaller plugins in the larger slots. So let's see. I turn it back on. Hit the power button. I'm starting to become concerned. I might try my other power source again. Maybe I did blow this power source. Maybe I should have done a full boot up before I switched off of the new one. I don't know. A lot of people are talking about Raven coin, which I've mined a little bit of Raven coin, and some people are talking about a couple of other things. I guess you could mine, but I don't know. I'm becoming sad. I'm not getting a screen. Can't be the power source. I think it. Can it really be the power source? I mean, it's the fan starting up. The GPU is lighting up. The GPU fans are turning on. Doesn't seem like a power source boot issue. The riser is plugged in. It's a brand new riser. I suppose I could try a different riser. All right, fine. We'll check the riser before we try another power source. I just don't want to keep starting this system up over and over again with a potentially bad power source. I did that before, and I think I blew the motherboard. That's a little loose in here, too. Well, maybe I'll get one from downstairs that I know works. Maybe I'll get a riser from downstairs that I know works for sure. Before we try a different power supply. Maybe we will do that instead. Guess I'll be back again. I should have just done this whole fucking thing in the basement, apparently. Yeah, Clay. I am nervous about that. Also, check plugging in the video cable straight into the motherboard in case you have an onboard GPU on your CPU. I don't have it. I'm familiar with this model of i5 LGA 1151 model, 9th generation, no GPU, integrated graphics on that fella. I do have a couple of different features on here. I don't know what this thing is. It has like a spring-loaded button on the side. PCIe power? PCIe power? Bin. Does PCIe have its own power source on the motherboard? Are you shitting me? Is that what we have going on here? Dude. The other two motherboards I've played with, the other two didn't have PCI didn't have its own power requirement on the motherboard. So this is news to me. Let us find out if that's what we needed. Did I check for RAM being in the right slot? No. What slot do you recommend? It didn't specify on here that it required a specific slot. What slot does the RAM have to be in? I plugged it into the one that's closest to the CPU. Isn't that generally the way you do it? So you're saying I don't have to power the PCIe power. Even though that is acting like the issue. I'm just using one stick. Here, I will get the motherboard thing out. Usually 2 and 4. You shitting me? Huh. Thanks, babe. Put it in the furthest slot? All right. I'll try that. I hate this arrangement. I hate how I have power over here. The problem is I put all of my standoffs on this board with all the power stuff over on this side, which is the edge. And all the GPUs and the power supplies over on this side. Clearly that was a mistake. Okay, the RAM is in the furthest slot now. That'd be wild if that's what it was. That would be really wild. That better not be what it is. That really better not be what it is. Did you ever hear of any of these machines having a preference for which one of the PCIe slots that you plug your first GPU into? In general, I've been plugging it into the first one for some luck, but I don't know if there's a better rule for that. I realize what I've done. I realize now what I've done, and I just hate it. This does not want to stay in there very nicely. It's like rocking. I still don't like how this fan doesn't stay on for more than a second. Oh, we're booting. We stopped booting. Oh, we got our boot light for the first time. That was good progress. Okay, I'm done with this. When I turned the power off with the power switch, the fan on the PSU all of a sudden kicked on for a split second. I don't trust this PSU anymore. I feel like I might have brought a bad PSU into this situation and have endangered the rest of the system. I think I blew this thing up when I blew up the other thing. And now I'm putting all these other new parts at risk. I should have just built the system with the new Jeep PSU that I bought just for this fucking thing. I don't know why I'm playing around. I shouldn't have done it. I was so excited to test. Oh yeah? If you think it's good, then why is it giving me so much goddamn trouble? I don't know. Maybe it's not giving me any trouble. We have to try the RAM in a different slot. I guess we'll eliminate the PSU as a problem right now. We're going to eliminate the PSU as the problem right now. We'll know for sure. Right? We haven't done anything else except for plug in a different power supply. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is plugged in nice and tight. Power goes on. Switch. Or not, because I'm not even fucking plugged in on the front. Now we try. No, I didn't try swapping out the riser yet. That'll be the next thing. Ooh. Fan was touching. Boot light stopped at the same spot. Oh, but this time we have BIOS. We have a BIOS screen. Alrighty then. What do we need to do? When you first load up and you get BIOS, if you use Hive OS, do you ever mess around with the BIOS on the motherboard, or do you just put in Hive OS and it works? Well, that would be weird if it only did one. So we have a BIOS. It wants me to boot into BIOS. Bin, when you have Hive OS, did you ever... Here, I can turn it off. I can plug this in. That's a Hive OS BIOS. I can turn it back on. Let's see if the Hive OS appreciates. The problem with this is I've had motherboards before where I've had to go in and change the settings. Yeah, Hive OS is booting up, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work. I might have to go in, because some motherboards you have to like select Gen 1 PCI slot recognition, or some of them you have to like go over 4 gig. So Hive started to pull up, and then it went black. Is it thinking? Oh, it's up. I'm not plugged into the internet. God damn it. It's always something. I swear to God. Where's the checklist when you need it? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's the internet. There's the fucking internet right there. There's your fucking internet right there. Alright, so we got some interwebs. Let's go to our Hive OS and see. Hive OS Farmsy Wormsy. Doesn't sign me in automatically for some godforsaken reason. There we go. NVIDIA. Oh, wait, no, this is not correct. This is. All right, add worker. It's been a minute since I've added a Hive OS because trust user. I haven't enter worker name. Test bench. I don't know. It has a 2070. Okay, yeah, just yes, MSI 2070 RTX. Yes, okay. Just add it. Okay. Please read the instruction on how to set up worker to don't want to. Okay, fine. Okay. I'm gonna have to restart my rig. Does anybody know how to restart Hive OS? Now log on your laptop. See what is going on. Log in on your laptop. Yeah. Yeah, Ben, except for the problem is I want to put it on the SSD. I don't want to use a thumb drive to run the OS. I bought an M2 SSD to USB image flasher so that I could flash the Hive OS directly onto the SSD. Where's reboot? First of all, there's no reboot on the Hive OS screen anywhere. You tell me where it's at, because I cannot see it anywhere. Where's the word reboot? Where is it? It's in the main dashboard. Bullshit. We're gonna pull it up right now. You know what I'm gonna do? I got these two 750 X's power supplies. I'm going to be building the rig with a 24-pin power slitter so I can have more GPUs, because apparently a 1200 cannot handle 6 2070s. FYI, I do not think a 1200 can handle 6 2070s. So I'm gonna do two 750s with a splitter. And I bought the splitters, and they're not long enough. They don't have to be long enough, I guess. So it comes off of here. Okay, plugs in there, and then you can plug two PSUs in here. Wild. So they're all ground together. Yeah. Go into the main menu, then go into your farm. Then, oh no, I know how to reboot it from the internet. It's not a worker yet on the web. I haven't downloaded the rig.config or any of that stuff. This is my first time booting this one up. Actually need to go get a mouse. Yeah, so currently this rig is not under the control of my online dashboard. This rig does not feel that it's not connected as a worker. Yes, that's correct, Ben. That's correct. So I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to so that's correct. What I need to do. Okay, apparently hitting the power button did not turn it off. Baby is screaming. Okay, hitting the power button does not turn this off. What in the hell? Turn the fuck off. All right, here we go. So what we have to do is go into the thumb drive, which this is the part that I missed. I didn't go in. This is the part that I didn't do correctly. So if you're going to boot it from a thumb drive, no, don't format the goddamn disk. What the fuck? You go to your thumb drive, open, go to your rig.config, go to edit, open with, open with, Notepad. There we go. Go to, okay, here we go. Give me a second. URL where the Hive server is. Yes, rig ID. Okay, this is where I have to go get my rig ID that I just made for this thing. Here we go. Copy the rig ID. Paste. Rig password, which I didn't actually set. Oh, it's that one anyway. You guys can just see all this. You can just fucking see it right on the stream too. I swear to God. I really should just undo all that, but I won't because I don't fucking care. Rig worker name. Test bench. ID of the farm. I guess it doesn't change. Miners, ETH miner should all be the same. Eject. Okay. Don't need to edit anything unless setting up wireless. Yeah, I need to edit it. I needed to switch rig ID, rig password, and all the things so that it understands what rig I'm looking at. Hive OS comes up. I wish I could show it on the screen on my laptop on this. It'd be cool if I could be showing you the screen that I'm seeing that this is plugged into. Run hello to try again, or run first run to enter new ID and password. Trying to say hello again. Error, wrong password. Message, wrong password. Alright, fine. I'll just download a new rig config. Rig. Alright, let me see here. Miner 2. Selected miners. Miner. So this time when I hit the power button, it did shut it off. Inconsistency. Wild. I hate inconsistencies that are unexplainable. Okie dokie. Let's look at the 2 different rig configs that we made. It really should be easier to farm. It really should be easier to set up a farm. I swear to God. If I open up, no, don't format the disk. Christ almighty, please do not format the disk. Hive, rig config, open with notepad. Okay, so we have 2 of these open. Let's see what the difference is. URL where the server is. Oh, geez. It's much different now. Hive host URL, API host. Why did that change? ID of the rig. Rig password. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I changed this stuff and it didn't update when I saved it on the USB. What in the hell? What in the hell? I changed it. Do I need an API host? Okay, file, save. Oh, it didn't like that. Oh, so when I did, I saved it, but then it saved it as a text document because I had it open in a text document. Ah, that's what happened. Okay. Yeah, I didn't copy a new one from the drive. I did not put a new rig config on this thumb drive bin. I used the same one from another rig, and all the other rigs ID and password and information was on there instead. This was not a brand new thumb drive. I pulled this out of another rig that was working off of this Hive. Got a parrot in here apparently. Okay, we turned it on. Everything's plugged in. Have you ever found a way, Ben, to make sure these risers stay plugged in nicely to these PCIe slots? All right. Hive OS takes a minute to boot up. It's always like, is it working? Is it working? Yeah, it's working. Just wait an hour and then it will work. No, we got something up. Recognizes our oh wait, so this is the 1070. This is the 1070, not the 2070. So something new. It's not farming. Why isn't it farming? It's not farming because I haven't set it to farm something, maybe? Flight sheet. I haven't picked a flight sheet. I haven't picked a flight sheet. There's so many steps and things to do. Yeah, now it's running. Come on, Kuda, you motherfucking cunt. You fucking Kuda cunt. Farming! We're farming! 26 and a half. Of course it's 26 and a half. Holy shit balls. Whew. We're farming, people. Give me a second. I'm gonna take a break. I gotta eat dinner. And give me a second. I'm gonna do this. Configure new edit. Popular presets. What was this again? A 1070. ETH hash. GPU 1070. What do we got here? Zero memory. 000. They're all over the place. These 1070s, they don't overclock nicely. Power limit 0 and 1,000. Yeah, right. You think I can get that? Fuck it, let's try it. Let's see how hard this thing fucking fails. I was able to get up to 32 mega hash per second on these 1070s before it started to fail. But I can get it up to 28 pretty reliably. Like generic base settings all day, it should be able to do 26 and a half is what it does. What? Go. Copy. Clean. Edit. I edited it. Improve, please. Well, we're farming. We are farming. 26 and a half on this one card. And I got a few more downstairs. Huzzah! Zip ties, they are actually loose. I don't have any zip ties on anything. Oh, you're saying zip tie these? On my first rig that I built, we built a plexiglass case over the motherboard section. And then there was a slot in the case, and it was built perfectly to push down on these. And then we screwed it in, and it held these down into place. It was so beautiful. I might do that again. We're farming, guys. Thank you, everybody who's been here this whole time. I'm going to get on again later when I finish doing what I'm planning on doing. I just need to take a break, have some dinner. It's been a minute. It's been a sad minute because now I think I blew both the power supply unit and the motherboard. So, fuck me.